Hey everyone, Saru here. Sorry we're a little late, but today we're going to talk about more of my PC Engine games. We're just going to give it a couple minutes here to let some people join, and we'll go ahead and get started.
So, any news on the PC Engine front? What happened this week?
That we want to talk about?
Sure, why not? If you're talking about PC, you know, you're talking about PC Engine stuff, why not?
We're talking PC Engine stuff.
Let's get to the drama, the info.
So apparently the PC Engine website's going away. I'm not sure if anybody in here is privy to what's happening on PCEngineEffects.com, but apparently that site is going away tomorrow, which is kind of sad. Where the hell is my stream? Why can't I find it? Why can't I find it? I can't see if anyone is in here. Sarumaru. It's probably nobody in here yet anyway.
It's okay, people will watch it later.
Because I heard that Saru guy sucks.
There you go.
There I am. There I am. Oh, damn it. Nope, there's the wrong one. Shut up.
Yep, it's... People are in there.
Go shut up. Oh, people are here. People are here. What's up, everybody?
Someone said...
DC Radaya is here. What's up, DC Radaya? Randrick is here. Wild Sarumaru has appeared.
It's alive.
It's alive, says Gamer's Life. DC Radaya says, we in it. Keyboard Kitty is here. Hi, Aaron. Xbox Brad says, hey. And... let's see here. Gamer's Life says, I was a member of PCFX for years. Oscar got me into it. Oh, friend of Oscar's. Oh, that's right. That's Lucas. And RG Dickinson says, evening. I can't see the icon small, but that's how I knew it was Lucas. All right. I didn't actually have time to pull out all of, because what did I do? I did A and B last week. And this week we're going to do C and D. But I didn't get all the C. The C. Actually, I didn't get all the D. I want to get the D.
Get all the D.
I only got part of the D, but I want the whole D. I wonder if we have time to pull them all out. Let's pull out the D.
All right, talk about as you look for it, you can talk about what happened.
With what, the website?
Yeah, why not?
Basically, the person who's running the website doesn't want to run it anymore, and a bunch of drama transpired on that website, and so they're going to close it. It makes me sad because I joined PC Engine Effects back in 2008, but I wasn't really active on the website in the beginning because in 2008 I was also moving from America to the other side of the world, so after that things became really unstable in my life because I was moving from place to place for a little while, and so I didn't really post a lot, and I didn't really start posting again on that website until 2012, and then from 2012 on I was fairly active, but not so much. Alright, I'm going to try to find some more of my games here, because last time we blew through these games quick, and then I had a room full of people and we were like, what do we talk about? Alright. Now, I don't know if you guys ever used a website called PCE Daisakusen. PCE Daisakusen is like a database for all the PC Engine games. And I like it because it lets me keep track of what PC Engine games I have, since now I have a shit ton of games. It's harder and harder for me to keep track of what games I got, because I got so many, and so many of them are shit. Let's see if I remember my login for this thing. Sarumaru, yes, my collection. Alright. Let's go to the D's. Did we ask a question this week on the giveaway?
We did.
We've got 12 people in here right now.
No one really responded.
We got 12 people and I have my thumb up my ass right now. Oh, Dragon Spirit. Let's look for Dragon Spirit really quick here. Found it. What order are these things in? Are these upside down? I do have these upside down. Listek. Oh, there's a bee here. Last week I forgot a couple bees, but I didn't find them all, so I didn't find all the bees. And these are the C's, these are the D's. You're a C, I don't know what you're doing in here. Dragon Slayer, Dragon Slayer, Dragon Slayer, a bunch of Dragon Slayer, Dungeon Explorer 2, Bakuda's 100, Dynastic Hero. Oh shit, this isn't, I was like, I don't have Dynastic Hero. It is in my list, but I do, oh yeah I do, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Dragon Slayer, that's a D. Dynastic Hero. Dragon Knight. Dragon Hat. Titty games. PC Engine's got all the titty games.
Let's start with the games.
Alright.
You have enough.
I think these are all the games I'm going to talk about right now. I think I stopped at... I think Dragon Ball is the only one I'm missing in Dynastic Hero. Which I'll show off later. Alright. By the way, you guys, make sure to stick around, because like we do every week, we give away 2 games. Here's the box of games. And we have 2 winners this week. I don't know who they are yet. Jesse hasn't told me, but I'm sure he will. Yeah. Alright. Someone's saying something.
I have Dynastic.
I have Dynastic, but it's stupid NTSC version. The stupid NTSC version. I know, it's only the $800 version. What does the game go for now, Dynastic Hero? I think it's like $800 now, isn't it?
NTSC.
It's the US.
Oh, the US
I think it means it's the US version. I mean, they're both NTSC, but I think it means he's got the US one, which is super expensive. And Don Dokudon changed my life. Do I have? I don't have Don Dokudon actually. I'm really sad because it's a cute game. I like all those like Taito, those cutesy Taito bubble bottle type games. I love them. Krillin says, here on my phone till I can get on my PC. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Krillin. We haven't seen you in any of the lives since the first one, I don't think. Dynastic Hero, where are you?
Let's start talking about
what?
Games. Go, go,
Go,
go.
go, go! Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the games. If I can find the other ones later, I'll talk about them. But the first one in the list is a B that I missed. This one is Browning. Browning is one of those games that's not... It ain't that good. But it's not terrible, I guess. Like, the big joke is that Browning is frowning because it's not really that great. But I like it. Riot was pretty known for making games that had charm but weren't exactly the best games. Riot was in charge of the Valis games. They made the Valis games for the PC Engine, and Valis was a good series of games. Alright, next is Cal 2. Cal 2, I don't know what Cal 2 is. I think it looks like some like anime titty game. I'll be honest, I haven't played it, so I don't know. It was just one of those cheap games that I picked up and wanted to just add to the collection. Next up here is Ultrabox 3. Ultrabox is a lot like, if anyone has seen my series of the PC Engine capsule magazines, Ultrabox is very similar. It's digital publication, per se, but you can find these in bookstores and whatnot, in the gaming magazine section, because technically all this really was a game magazine in CD-ROM format, which is really cool. I never had any of these growing up. I didn't actually even know these existed until the late 90s. I didn't even know these were a thing. But as a kid, I collected the PC Engine capsule magazines.
Jab Jack says, really annoys me when people describe the genre as a bubble bobble type game, but like saying Donpachi is a Space Invaders type game.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Alright, next is another Ultra Box game. This one is Ultra Box 6. Same thing. A bunch of demos on one game. This one, I didn't really get into these, so I don't really know what all they have. This one's got like some, I'm not sure, actually. Looks like it's got like little cinematic story things. I don't know. Rally Championship for the PC Engine Super CD. This one is alright. It's not bad. It's not the best game, but it's pretty fun. I don't really have too much to say about it. Next up is Chibi Maruko-chan. Chibi Maruko-chan Quiz de Pihara. This is a quiz game with Chibi Maruko-chan, and all of the quiz questions are trivia of the game. So if you're trivia of the anime. So if you're a fan of the children's show, you would be able to answer a lot of the questions in this game. I'm not really a big fan of it. I tried playing it. I would just randomly pick whatever options, and it's like A, B, C, D type thing.
Jeff Jack says Doko Don is a single screen platformer.
Okay. Alright, next is Choaniki. Choaniki is infamous, I guess, for its interesting imagery. And I guess they're on the quest to search for the holy protein. I think in the last PC Engine live that we did, we talked about Choaniki because it was in the A's. We set everything up in ABC order, like US ABC order, just to make it easier for people to search for later. If they saw a game that they thought was interesting, they can just find it in that order. But in Japan, normally they set everything up as like A, Ka, Sa, like the alphabet in Japanese. Next is Color Wars, huh?
Christopher says, "Ooh, Buff Boys."
Buff Boys.
Patrick said, "Is that the shooter with big muscle guys?"
Yep, that's the shooter with big muscle guys. But you know what? The imagery, even though it's a little like out there, the game itself is really good. The music in Choaniki is really good. Music is good, graphics are good, especially Choaniki. Choaniki has really good graphics and music. And I like these games on the PC Engine. I haven't really played any of the other versions outside of it, like the PS1 version, or the Super Famicom had like a weird like fighting game based on Choaniki, but I haven't played that one yet. Kenzaru says, "Hello, boys and girls." Hello, Kenzaru. Thanks for stopping by. Next up is Color Wars for the CD-ROM. This is a puzzle game, and I don't understand it. So I've played this a couple times. Decent music, but not something that really kept my interest because I have a really short attention span. All right, next is Koryun, Child of Dragon. Koryun is a really fun shooter. I really liked this game a lot. And
it's expensive now, huh?
Yeah, I think it goes for a lot now. I didn't really pay too much for Koryun.
How much did you pay for it?
I don't remember, because I bought it card only, and then Oscar gave me the manual. So I got the manual because Oscar had one for it, and so I got to get my... But the actual... This is like a normal cue card case. Or I'm sorry, the later cue card case, not the normal. Normally they come in... Koryun would have come in one of these black ones, but since I bought the card only, and then I had the manual, I put it in one of these new style cue card cases. But Koryun goes for a pretty penny nowadays. And it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. Super cute. I actually made a t-shirt of this design that I really like, that I should have wore actually for this thing, but we weren't exactly prepared today.
Lucas said, well, Oscar has everything.
I know, Oscar does have everything. That guy. That guy.
Zell says, yeet.
Yeet. Oh, Zell's here. What's up, Zell? Thanks for stopping by. I'll try not to scream in your ear this live. Alright. Next is... Oh, you know what? Let me open up Streamlabs, because apparently last time people were giving us money and I had no idea what they were doing, so I couldn't hear it. I could not hear it.
Don't say money because they get attacked.
I know. Suckity beggars.
I mean, at least you're doing something, you know?
What?
You're every time you think someone gives you money, you do a little...
a little doodle?
Here, show the doodle. Where's the other one at?
This is Intrigue Gaming's doodle last week.
You had it hanging up.
Oh shit, did we lose it?
It must have fell somewhere.
I don't know where Randrick's doodle is. But we haven't sent him his stuff yet anyway, right?
Randrick?
Because we said...
No, Randrick didn't get anything. It was Intrigue Gaming.
Was it?
Yep.
There we are.
Someone said... Pap said, I just bought 6 MVS
Randrick
cartridges.
said...
Huh? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pap says, I just bought 6 MVS cartridges in the past 2 hours on eBay. Do I have a problem? What games did you get? Pabst Oben? I wouldn't mind a Pabst.
Jack Peck says, Koryun would make the Neo Geo's pathetic clock speed have an asthma attack.
Randrick says, I had a Chibi Adol. He did have a Chibi Adol. What did we do with his Chibi Adol?
You put it up in the thing and it fell.
Oh.
So it's got to be on the floor.
Yeah, he's probably on the floor because his sticky is no longer sticky. Anywho, next is Cobra. Cobra Densetsu no Otoko, which is... I don't know if this is based on a manga or a comic or something. And I actually think this came out in English for some console. I don't remember if it was a 3DO or something, but I know it came out for something else. The artwork is really cool. The cinematics in this game are really nice. I'm not a fan of whatever the series is, but it's pretty cool.
A little shaky.
Are we losing power? We're losing power, folks! Reggie's here. What up, Reggie? Oh, shoot! We have Kinshiro Yukin here, too. What up, dudes? Thanks for stopping by. Next we got some Cosmic Fantasy. Alright, so these next, 12 games are all Cosmic Fantasy games. I got into Cosmic Fantasy like everybody else who ever got into Cosmic Fantasy, with Cosmic Fantasy 2 for the TurboGrafx CD. Back then it was super cool cinematics and really great artwork, but we never got the first game in America. For whatever reason, Working Designs decided they were going to start with Cosmic Fantasy 2. So later on in the game, they introduced all these characters, we should know who the fuck they're supposed to be. But even, nonetheless, it was still really cool to have. The first Cosmic Fantasy game in this series is Cosmic Fantasy. This one is Boken Shonen U, which is Adventure Boy U. U is this guy right here. In the US version of Cosmic Fantasy, he's called Cobra or something like that. I don't know. A lot of their names get changed around in the English version. I don't remember if Saya is still called Saya. Oh, Saya's not even in the second game, is she? In 2? Yeah, she's in 2. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played 2, but Cosmic Fantasy 2 was the reason I got into Cosmic Fantasy. This is the first one. I never beat it because it's super Japanese heavy, and my Japanese kind of sucks. Reggie says, I still have to look for mine. Shoot, mine. What are they talking about? The chat gets when Reggie shows up. I know. It's a party when Reggie shows up. Kinshiro Yukin actually got me a bunch of cool stuff from the Neo Geo shop, and I'm going to be doing a video when I get that stuff, because I got some really cool stuff that I'm excited about. So, thank you, Kinshiro Yukin, for doing that, and check out his channel. He's got a really cool video on the Neo Geo pop-up shop that they have in Akihabara. And it's an awesome video. It's really cool. I definitely think you should check it out. Alright, next is, speaking of, Cosmic Fantasy 2. This is Cosmic Fantasy 2 for the PC Engine. This one is called Boken Shonen Ban, which is Adventure Boy Van. And Van is this guy here. He's the main character of Cosmic Fantasy 2. His name stayed intact. This is Rimu. Rimu, they call her Babette in the US version, which I don't know what a Babette is, but that's what they call her. Another thing that they did in the US version is that, see right here where she's flipping you off? In the US version, she's not flipping you off. In the US version, there's also a shower scene, and they cover up Babette's boobies with some fog. But in the Japanese one, Rimu is completely naked. But that kind of stuff isn't really, like, super taboo in Japan to do that kind of stuff. And then they changed a bunch of characters' names in this game, too. I'm not missing anything. Alright, so next down the list is Cosmic Fantasy 3. Cosmic Fantasy 3 Boken Shonen Rei, or Adventure Boy Rei, which is this blonde kid on the cover. This one was actually supposed to come out, or at least Working Designs had plans to bring this to the US, because they mentioned that like a lot of characters are like, look out for Cosmic Fantasy 3 by Working Designs, and then Cosmic Fantasy 3 never actually made it. One of the chickens says that, like one of the chickens says to check out Cosmic Fantasy 3. Unfortunately, it never came out here. This one came in a nice big case because it's got like this cool like art book. And this art book is really awesome. It's got like all... I'm a big fan of this artist, Kazuhiro Ochi. And he did a lot of extra work for a lot of other animes. But Cosmic Fantasy was pretty much his creation. And we've got like the cover to 2, the promotional art for 2. We saw this in Japanese magazines, this art on the left, and the art on the right was the cover of the game. Really good stuff. Like the artwork was super cool for it. Here's some more artwork. I believe this one here is the cover of the Cosmic Fantasy Visual Shoe, which is like a collection of all... I have it. I'll talk about it later. Anyhow, but yeah, a lot of cool art. You can see like the concept art and the character art. Really cool. Really cool stuff. And then the CDs, one of the things that I always liked about these is CDs had like full color. When it came out in the US version of it also had a full color CD. And then the other side just has the manual.
Xbox Brad said, I recently started to learn Japanese a few weeks ago, but I'm still stuck on pronunciation. Well,
yeah, you get used to it after a while. I think for some people, like for me, it helps to know Spanish already because we kind of, in Spanish, we pronounce a lot of stuff flat too. And we also trill our R's in Spanish, so it's easier to do stuff like ru and la, you know, because we can already trill our R's. But once you get the pronunciation down, it's not too hard. What's hard is once you get to kanji. Once you get to kanji, that's what's hard. Alright, who do we have here? Reggie says, hit that like button. Yes, guys, please hit that like button. We've got 20 people in here and 8 likes. That would be very awesome. Crazy Kumano says, what up, DJ?
Gabriel. Mandarin, when you speak French, it's easier to pronounce.
Oh man, French is one of those languages that I don't think I could ever do.
Christopher says, roll that R, so I would say Naruto.
Naruto? Well, in Japanese it's just Naruto, but like, I've seen some shows where they'll pronounce the R's and they'll be like, like, I don't remember what show it was, but one character always be like, something, it was funny. Crazy Cabana says, I'm watching USC fight, but wanted to say what's up. Cool, thanks for stopping in to say hi. Alright, more Cosmic Fantasy. The next two are Cosmic Fantasy 4. This one came in two different iterations because it's 2 different sides of the same story. So with This version here, it's basically most of Saya and Yu's version of the story. And then with this one is Van and Limu, which later on become an item. You know, he still has dreams about Laura, or Larla, the girl who he was into in Cosmic Fantasy 2, like every now and again, but like he starts to develop feelings for Rimu, which is this girl. I really wish these were in English because I don't know enough Japanese to really enjoy them. Like there's a lot of kanji that I don't understand, but now I don't know. With so many tools out there like Google Translate, maybe I should give them a go again. The last time I ever tried playing these was back in maybe the early 2000s, so maybe now it's a different story with these games. Alright, the last one is another Cosmic Fantasy game. This one is the one I was talking about earlier. This one is Cosmic Fantasy Visual Shu. And basically these are the cinematics to Cosmic Fantasy 1 and 2, I believe. Yeah. So these are the openings to Cosmic Fantasy 1 and 2. Cosmic Fantasy! That's actually the song to the... Cosmic Fantasy 3 and 4 got a song who... The singer for the song of this game is the same voice who does Detective Conan. I think she's the voice actor of Detective Conan. And she's also the female singer in Two Mix. Two Mix is her and some other dude who did like the production. She's the singer of Two Mix. She sang that Cosmic Fantasy song.
Jack said Nani Osaka on a t-shirt.
Oh.
We actually got that in Osaka.
We got this in Osaka. And,
where was it? Marikumurai?
Yeah, I think we got this in, no, not Amerikamura. We got it in Shinsaibashi.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was just a cheap $10 shirt that I picked up in Shinsaibashi. It's like Osaka, I'm not sure what this character is. I know this is like the Tamashi character, I think. I don't know.
Maybe that Jack will know.
Yeah, maybe Jack knows.
Yeah.
What does it say, Jack? Jack's in Japan.
He must know everything.
Reluctant Hero says, I'm so tempted to buy a Recap PC Engine Duo R and get a rub component mod. You know what, Reluctant Hero, is that the PC Engine Duo Rs, I've had 3 PC Engine Duo Rs. I never recapped a single one of them, and they were completely fine. The ones that you have to recap are the Super CD-ROM 2 system. I bought a Super CD-ROM 2 system back in the day, and little by little the sound just started getting worse and worse, and eventually the sound was just like just really bad, because those are notorious for cap leaks, and the gray PC Engine Duo or Turbo Duo in America, those are also notorious for bad caps that will leak all over. But the Duo Rs, like I said, I'm on my 3rd one. I've sold the other 2. I sold one to one of our Patreons and the other one to another friend, and theirs are still working. I don't think you have to, because I think the Duo Rs use ceramic caps or something, much more durable than the caps that came with the PC Engine Super CD-ROM system and the PC Engine Duo, the standard PC Engine Duo. So if you see a PC Engine Duo R, chances are it's going, as long as you buy it working, it's probably going to work without you needing to change the caps. However, if you're going to RGB mod it anyway, I would just spend the extra $50 to get it recapped at that point, since they're going to be opening up your console anyway. Alright, the next game...
You got a lot of questions.
Oh, do I?
Said, what is the name of the otaku place in Osaka?
What is the name? Who's asking that? Randrick, the otaku place. Oh, Denden Town in Osaka? Yeah. So, Denden Town is Osaka's equivalent to Akihabara. You can get there's tons of anime stores, tons of game stores. It's actually really convenient in Denden Town because everything is on one street pretty much. And then there's the Super Potatoes off of the main street, and there's actually 2 Super Potatoes in Namba. There's one that's right in Denden Town, and then there's one in Namba, right by Namba Station. There's another Super Potato there. I really like Osaka. Osaka's really cool. If you check out my channel, I have video vlogs on Osaka when we spent our time there. You know, am I missing something? I see you laughing.
No.
Guess that's right, Denton Town.
Yeah, Jack, he said Osaka's a boring shithole, though.
I know. So...
He's also saying mean stuff.
Yeah. I'll tell you a story after the stream. Alright, so next is Cotton. Cotton for the Super CD-ROM. This is an awesome game. I really enjoy the Cotton series a lot. But they're really expensive, and I actually don't have too many of these that are original. I know the US version of Cotton goes for quite a bit now. This one, I'm not sure how much this one is. I got it for like 40 bucks back in the day. I don't know what this goes for. I assume it's not too expensive, but I know most of the Cotton games are going up in price a lot. But like the back is cool. It's got like the Seiyu for Cotton, and it's cool. It's a cute game. One of the stages in our game, FX Unit Yuki, is a parody of Cotton. So we actually called it Satin 50% to parody even more on the name Cotton 100%. But the stage Satin 50% and I know, thank you, Joshan. But you know, anyway, the stage Cotton Satin 50% is a parody of Cotton because we just thought it would be cool to have a girl on a broom type thing. All right, next down the list is something called Cross Wyber. Kuros Wyber. Cross Wyber? Wyber? This is like a platformer, a 2D side-scrolling platformer or action game. It's like a Sentai, Super Sentai game type of thing. And it's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's an earlier game. It was made in 1990 or 91? 1990 by Face. They made quite a bit of games for PC Engine that were a lot of fun. But Cross Wyber is a fun game. You can usually get this one for fairly cheap. I like it. I should too. None of these.
Ken said, Osaka's cool. I stayed there for the first time when I went to Japan.
You know, it's funny. I didn't get to go to Osaka until like my second or third. I think my third trip to Japan was when I finally went to Osaka, and I was like, holy crap! I should have come here on my first trip. I went to Sendai. Sendai's cool. It was really cold when I went back then, but I like Osaka. A lot of people say it's a shithole and blah blah blah, but I really like it. It's cool. And the people there are really nice.
They're elitist.
Yeah, it's usually, like, most people who will say it's a shithole are, like, foreigners living in Japan who just want to talk shit about it, but I think it's a nice place. It's not bad. It's dirty, yes, and it is probably Japan's most dirtier place, but compared to a lot of places here, it's really not bad. And the people there are nice. The people there are just, they're nicer there than they were, I don't know, in Tokyo, for example. Yep. You know, I couldn't get a lot of people to even, you know, they're afraid. I would walk up to people in Tokyo and ask for directions in Japanese, and I would still get that, like, deer in headlights from a lot of people, you know, because they were just not everybody, but, like, just a good handful of people, more than I would be comfortable with on any normal instance. Anyway, back to games. Let's finish the C's here. That's it. I got 2 more C's. The next one is Cybercore, and I think this came out in the US. I don't remember. I don't know. I stopped collecting US TurboGrafx stuff back in, like, I don't know, 90, 94, 95, I think was when I got my last US game. I don't really buy US TurboGrafx stuff, but I think this might have come out here. But in Japan, it's called Cybercore. It's a 2D shooter, overhead shooter, and it's made by IGS. IGS made a few games for it. This one's not bad. It's got some pretty interesting music. If you like shooters, like I said in the last stream, it's definitely the system to get if you like Japanese, or I'm sorry, if you like 2D shooters, overhead shooters, horizontal shooters. Alright. What is this guy, Cyber Knight? This one...
You can said, maybe I'll go hang out and also go with you guys one of these days and you can show me around.
Kitcher, you could, that would be awesome. I think I'm going to try to go back for my birthday, because I've been trying to... I've been to Japan already like 3 times on my birthday, so I've been making it a thing to go to Japan on my birthday, so I'll probably be back there on my birthday. So, but we'll meet. I mean, we always try to meet up when we can and do some more drunken karaoke. I think that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that night. Man, Jim, like, that guy can really hang. Like, I remember we went to the karaoke-con, right? We were all drinking and stuff, and then after that, I was like, man, I'm done. And Jim was like, no, let's keep going. And we went to that other izakaya, and then we ended up drinking till like, what was it, like 4:30 in the morning?
We ate a lot.
Something.
We ate a lot of cheese curds.
Yeah, we ate a bunch. I don't remember what it was. We ate a lot of stuff
good.
At that place, but it was really good. I had fun. I definitely wanna hang out if we go back there. When we go back there. All right, now we are to most of the D's. I'm missing some of the D's here, so I'm gonna look for them really quick. And I need a drink of some sort. I'm gonna grab something to drink. And Jesse will tell me here if there are any questions. Because I don't know where half of this stuff is. Oh, thank you. I have water! I can hydrate. Alright, what am I missing here? From Japan, you can tell me that story about me to my face. Who is he talking to?
He's probably talking to you, because you were telling him, like, that story. About, like, people from Tokyo being all...
Oh, okay. Cabbage is here. Hi, Cabbage. Did you eat McDonald's? Of course. We had it once, I think. We had it in Kobe. We had McDonald's, and I had a Tamago Mac, and it was good. I like it. It's like a Big Mac with an egg in it. He's a gross. It's really good. It's not bad. McDonald's in Japan is definitely better than McDonald's here. But I mean, like, McDonald's is still kind of shit food pretty much no matter where you go. But it was definitely better there than it was here in America. I found more D. More of the D. So I wonder what about this chat. Did I miss Koryun? You did miss Koryun. That was in my first stack. But I still have it handy. My Koryun. I don't actually have... Mine is not complete. I don't have the... This isn't the original back. This is the Momotaro back for it, because it's like super expensive. And you know Syphic, right? Syphic from the forums? He gave me this manual of it. This Koryun manual. It's still got someone's like notes in Japanese. Like, oh, it's a code. It's a code. It's like 20 something. I don't know. I can't read it. But it looks like it's some sort of code for it in the game. But this is probably the best I'm going to get because this game is super expensive. I'm not going to bother to get it complete because I think complete is well over $200 now or something crazy. What is the telltale signs of a bootleg PC Engine chip game? Oof! Let me... Here, I actually have an example of a bootleg game. And this one is actually pretty convincing. This one is hard to tell because there are some... Oh, I have a Chinese one, another Chinese one also, that's really, really obvious that it's fake because the plastic is on like a... It's like a weird like PCB. Let me see if I have the actual Atomic Robo Kit. Here it is. So with some of them it's hard. Like with this one... you'll see obvious things, like if it's complete like this, it says TH, you know, kind of like the HE system or whatever. But these are almost indiscernible. If you look at them, right off the bat, other than like all the Chinese characters that are here, it's pretty hard to discern. Even the back of this bootleg and the original, which is this one on the bottom, they're pretty freaking similar. Now, if you were to get these loose, that's even worse, because you really can't tell unless you look at the back. So one of, like, if you find these are the more convincing ones, because, so here are the two cards next to each other. One of them is real. Yep, and it's Hue card. One of them is real and one of them is fake. Can you guys tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake one? I'll give you guys a minute. Randrick says, I did not know there were bootleg of PC Engine games. Yeah, there are.
Left one is real.
Left is real. My left? You say this one is real?
The other one.
This one is real? Yep. This one is the fake, for sure. Now, if you look at the back here, it says King something blah blah blah. Also, PC card. What the F is a PC card? See, on the back here, it'll say Hue card on it. But once you'll be able to tell. These ones, you don't really see them on the market a whole lot. I don't remember how. Yeah, especially the Hue card ones. But there are some. It's funny too, because if you look at the game itself, I don't remember which one was it which now. Oh, this is the registration card for Nagsat. That's really weird. So this one, I don't remember how I got it, but it came with a registration card. But the registration card is for Nagsat, not the actual one it belongs to. But you can tell usually when they're fake. They'll have some pretty telling things. Now, the hard part is if you're buying them online, it's hard to tell, especially if the pictures are small. It's hard to tell from real ones to the fake ones. But yeah, those are the two fake ones. Now, CDs is a completely different story. Let's take, for instance...
Gamers Live said, do you have any Vistar games or systems?
No, I wish I had a Vistar. I do not. Oh, that's Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, Lucas.
So, I think, didn't you have one, Lucas? Didn't you have a Vistar? I do want one. That is why I prefer CDs. Well,
hey, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. But Daniel, even CDs, a lot of CDs are fake too.
Did you have? Yeah.
Here's an example. One of these sapphires is real, and one of these sapphires is fake. Now, just by looking at the front, can you tell which one is the fake one and which one is the real one?
Get a little bit closer.
Here they are. Now, which one would you think was the fake one? And which one would you think?
The right one is fake.
This one?
Yeah, that one. That's right.
Is it?
We'll give it. Right one looks a little faded.
Right one looks faded.
Left is real, 50% chance. Left. Don't let the faded hurt is fake.
This one?
Yep.
Is this my left? My left, your right?
No, my left is that way.
How do I directions?
Confusing.
Dyslexia. So, let's see how many people
right
say
is real.
Right is real. Says Pabst.
So one saying right is fake, one saying right is real.
So let's see. This is the fake one right here.
Which one?
This one. So this is the fake.
The left one's fake.
Yep. And then this one is the real one right here.
Now you got them mixed up. We'll never know. It's cabbage.
Did I?
Shit. Well, all you gotta do is just open the CD. And
yeah. So I'm gonna actually, let me show you really quick on the CD itself. Now with these sapphire ones, they're kind of hard to tell because a lot of people will sell them on eBay and say, oh, sapphire, brand new, $500 or whatever, right? But you don't know if it's going to be a real sapphire or a PC Engine Works one unless you know how to tell the difference from the outside. But this one is an old boot of Sapphire. They may have gotten better, because this one I got from somebody for $40 years ago. So who knows what the quality of these ones are like now? They could be even closer to what they used to be. And so with the PCE Works games, I have, where are they? So on the PC Engine forums, somebody gave away a bunch of the like the bootleg Dracula X games, and I had one somewhere that he sent me in the mail, but
he's asking.
Here we go, found it. So this one is in English, but the PCE Works guy now puts his PCE Works logo on the CDs. But with Sapphire, that logo wasn't there. Saru, how do you feel about reproduction games that are fully intended to be repro, like the PCE Works? So this one I got for free, right? And apparently this fake one also was done by PCE Works before he was calling himself PCE Works. And this was before I knew what was the story behind it. But I don't have the most positive feelings about PC Engine repros that come from this particular person who makes these. And the reason for that is because there was a lot of shady things that went on with Sapphire in particular. One of them was he was trying to tell people that Hudson gave him permission to reproduce them, and he was trying to pass them off as real Sapphire games, but they weren't. And so a lot of people got duped into buying these bootleg Sapphire games for a lot of money. And that's a really shady practice. Another thing that he did also is he would take games that other people coded or fan translations that were made by other groups in English that were meant for free, for people to patch their game and play for free. He put them in a nice package and resold them. But he didn't get the permission from the people who originally patched the game to sell that game. So there is a bit of really muddy history behind the people who make these games. So I don't really condone the buying of these because of that. So that's my opinion. I know it's a little convoluted, but let me show you also why. So this fake Sapphire, right? Let me open it. This is what the game looks like. You look at this game, and there's no PCE Works logo because he made these before PCE Works was such a thing. And that it's hard. It would be hard to tell. You would be hard pressed to tell what if that was actually made, if this was real or not. Now let me show you. I'm going to open up my real Sapphire. This is one of those games also that goes for some insane amount, but only because they didn't make too many Sapphires. I'm trying to be careful with this one because the obi is not like, the obi is kind of loose. All right, so here's the real Sapphire. Okay, that's the Sapphire disc. Now take a look at these discs side by side. Pretty hard to discern which one is the real one, right? Yeah, it's really hard to see on the phone the details up close. But with the fake one, the way that you're supposed to be able to tell that it's fake is I can't even see, God, I'm super blinded by the light. So The fake one, let me bring it up close here and see if you guys can see. The fake one is made by, if you look at that inner ring, shit, it's a lot of glare. It says Care for Data on it. Now, Care for Data, they're not the people who actually press this, obviously. Care for Data is probably whoever he paid to make these games. And the real one will have like a Hudson something or another, right? Like HD something, or HD CD, or HRH something. You can't really see it, sorry, because my camera sucks. But that's how you were able to tell which one the real one was. This one says HRH something something in that inner ring. And that is that's the way you were able to tell which one was the real one and which one wasn't. But if they're selling them as new, it's kind of hard to tell between them, you know, because you have to open it in order to tell. And no one's going to be like, you see it at a convention, the guy's like selling it for like $500. I remember I went to PRGE and one guy had one, and it was fake. I can tell because I have both of them. I know what the front of it looks like, and he was selling a fake one. And I picked it up, and I'm looking at it, right? And I'm looking at it because I'm trying to tell if it's a fake one or not. And I can tell the colors on this one are way more washed out. And so,
Reluctant Hero says, I've been doing research on PC Engine Works. He sold Dungeons & Explorers 2 as a repo for a while. Victor Ireland filed a copyright claim for the English dub he was using.
Wow, really? That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's an interesting bit of information. I had no idea.
And then other people were just talking about the stream, how if it's always low quality like this. I think that's Streamlabs. So Streamlabs like takes a shit all over the quality of it. So I think maybe I don't know.
What we can do is next time we'll just get a webcam and do it to your phone.
Yeah, we might just do a webcam
and Ethernet.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Streamlabs makes the quality really like pixely, but like Streamlabs also lets me know. Oh yeah, it's giving me some message. It says warning, something about the bitrate. So the bitrate fluctuates on the phone when using Streamlabs. So it's shitty. Anyway, so I was at PRGE, and this guy some guy had this on the table, and I picked it up, and I was just looking at it, right? Because it looked off, and he's like, "Oh, I bet you've never seen one of those before." He was like, "How's it feel to hold one in your hand?" I was like, "Well, it's fake, first off." And he was like, "That's not fake." He got like super defensive about it. It's here. Not fake. Blah blah blah.
Say hi to Colin.
Colin, hey Colin, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Didn't he win? He won something, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for his email.
Oh, okay. Oh, Colin, we don't have his address.
Oh, well, I'll send him an email. Yeah, I'll send him another email.
We sent you an email asking you for your address. We need your address to send you your stuff. But anyhow, so like, yeah, I pointed out, I was like, I think this copy is fake because I was explaining, you know, like the color of the obi was off and the color of the front was off, and he got super defensive about it. And I wasn't trying to be rude about it. I was just telling him, you know, I was just telling him, you know, it's not. I don't think your copy of Sapphire is real. And he got super defensive over it, which makes me think he probably paid a lot of money for that copy of Sapphire and was trying to, you know, probably make what he paid for back or something with it. So I felt really bad because...
Reluctant Hero said they listed that on their website too, about Vic Ireland as someone who was about to get into the PC Engine for the first time. The PC Engine works with productions are tempting because the CD games are expensive.
Yeah, and that's the thing with reproductions too, is that your system will read pressed CDs better than it'll read CDs. But it also depends on the type of media you use. Like if you use Taiyo Yuden discs, most systems will read those pretty well if you can find them. But Taiyo Yuden sold the technology to a Chinese company called CMC, so now they're called CMC Media Disc something or another. But the quality is still good. I have bought some and patched some games to play on the PC Engine, and it played just fine. But I also played in the Dual R. The Dual R plays pretty much anything, as long as you burn it slowly, so that all the data gets on that disk. It'll read it. Alright, but that was just a couple examples of some fake PC Engine stuff. And those are the only ones I had. And this one was like an English one. Basically, what PCE Works did is he gave a bunch of these, like a spindle, for free to, I don't know, to make amends or something. But one of the PC Engine guys named Bernie was giving these to people for $5. So, you know, I shot him $5 for a copy of it. I think a bunch of us did, and we got that from, what's his name?
Jimmy Hoppa's here.
Jimmy Hoppa's here! Hi, Jimmy Hoppa. Did he just come in?
Jimmy Hoppa is in Japan, and he's the best.
Jimmy Hoppa's the best. Jimmy Hoppa's so cool. He's
Jimmy
so cool.
Hoppa says, "Hello, you sexy man, you."
All right, let's get.
Reluctant Hero says, "Yeah, I saw that too. They give away a few hundred copies of their new reproductions."
Yeah, they had it on their website, I think, where they were like giving away stuff to people. But like they do all those things. Like, did you see like the Dracula X? What they like? They came with like energy drinks and like a personal massager or something like that, and like a coffin box and like all this stuff. And then they charge like $100 and something, you know, for these fake things. And that's what gets me, is like, if you're gonna sell this stuff, sell it. Don't sell it for like $100+, you know, like sell it for like $20, because like it doesn't. I don't know.
Jimmy Hoppa says, "I'm jealous of your beard, to be honest."
Jamie Hoppa, you don't have to be jealous. You can come curl up under my beard. It'll keep you safe. It'll protect you from the snow. I know it gets snowy out there in Sendai. Very cold up here in Vermont. Oh yeah, I bet it's super cold there. All right, let's go ahead, and these are all kind of crappy games. Most of them are not. I don't have too many good games in the D's. And Dracula X isn't in here because I filed that under Akumajo, and I showed that off last week. But the next game...
Joshua Yeager's in.
Joshua Yeager's here. You're super cold. Joshua Turbo Troll Yeager decided to stop by. I've only done like 12 of these, but hey, what's up, Joshua Yeager?
He said, I'm gonna go show and tell myself to you.
Joshua's cool. I'm gonna see him. I'll see him at MGC, which I've been at for the last 4 years. This will be year 5 for me? Year 4 or 5? I don't know. But I'm going to go to MGC. He'll be there. It's cool. Anyway, next game on the list is Daisenpu for the Hue card. This is a shooter. I think I had this twice, actually. I think there's one called Daisenpu Custom, which is just a better version of it. It's got like CD audio on it, and it's alright. It's not a bad game. It's an old game, so it is what it is.
Joshua says, you call your 12th episode number 6?
You call your 12th episode. This is like our 6th live of in this format, but we've done a few other lives before, but we didn't have any real like theme to them. Now it's like every live we'll talk about something like either the first 4 were my Osaka pickups videos, and then the last one and this one are PC Engine stuff. We did A and B, and then this week we're doing C and D, and then we'll do, you know, E and F, depending on how many of those games I have, until I get through the collection. Alright. Joshua says, hell yes, sorry, I'll meet you there.
Ken says, Sarumaru. What type of burner would you use?
So I use, I have an older Acer laptop that burns at 8x, is like, preferably it would have been better to burn at 4x, but unfortunately the burner on that laptop, the lowest speed it does is 8x. And they still work, but the slower the speed, the better when it comes to burning games for the PC Engine for older systems. You know, for the newer systems like the Saturn and the PCFX, like they don't really care what speed you burn it at and what media you use. But the PC Engine definitely cares. And the slower you burn it, the better for it in order to read it. But I do them in 8x, and they read just fine. All right, next is Darius Plus. Darius Plus for the PC Engine. This one is an interesting game because it's a hybrid PC Engine Hue card and a Super Graphics card. So if you had a Super Graphics, it would play in an enhanced mode where the graphics would be better. You'd see I don't even remember. I don't have a Super Graphics actually. We tried to buy one, and the store that I went to go buy it at, which is a store that carries Yuki, ended up closing. But this is a fairly cheap game. You can get it for pretty cheap. But I don't know what the enhanced version is like because I don't have a Super Graphics. But this is Darius Plus is okay. It's not my favorite version of Darius on this system. I'm very fond of Super Darius 2 for the PC Engine Super CD-ROM. But it's not a bad game. I have Darius Gaiden on the Saturn. Yeah, that's a good one. I have both of those. They were pretty cheap. All right. Did you time out somebody?
Yeah, I did.
Were they saying stuff?
Huh? Oh yeah. They did.
Oh, I see who you timed out.
Yep. Actually, it was Kichiyuki who timed them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How funny. All right. Next is download. Download for the PC Engine is... This one's a cool one. I like this one. I like Download 2 even better. I thought I'd put that in here. That's weird. I don't know where you went, Download 2. Anyway, Download on the PC Engine. Really good. I think this one's going up in price. I picked it up back in the day for about 30 bucks. I don't know what it goes for now, but I'm pretty sure this is more than 30 bucks nowadays. I'm guessing only because everything is more for PC Engine nowadays. But it still shouldn't be too expensive. I really like the artwork. It looks familiar to me. D-Sordaya says, love that cover. Yeah, this is a good one. The artwork on this one is good. The game is good. It's a good game. It's a good horizontal shoot 'em up. A lot of fun. Retro Heck says, sup, buddy? What's up, Retro Heck? Glad you stopped by. This one smells like Japan. It has that, like, that smell that we just don't get here. But I guess if you live in Japan, it doesn't smell any different than anything else. But anyway, download 2. I'm sorry, download. First download. Good game. Oh my god, Jimmy Hoppa says, I think Surugaya is opening up a bigger store in Akihabara early next month. Cool! That's awesome. Surugaya, most of the stuff I bought from Japan this last trip came from a place called A2, which is a sister store of Surugaya, or a subsidiary of Surugaya. Alright, next is something called Dekoboko Densetsu. That was weird. Dekoboko Densetsu is a weird game. This one is made by Renovation Game, which is also Riot, which is also Telenet. All the different variations of this same company. But this one actually features some characters. Like, I think Yuko from Valis is in this game somewhere. I think one of the endings features Yuko in it.
Jimmy Hoppa says, damn, server has all the good PC Engine stuff.
This stack is kind of... The first stack was pretty good. This stack is kind of meh. We're getting down to...
Xbox Brad said someone should make posters out of PC Engine cover art.
I know, right? Like, I guess one of the things that would be... what might not be hard to do is to find what Japan calls chirashi, which is like the flyers for Japanese games. You can probably turn those into posters. I've been trying to find one for Asuka 120% Maxima, because I'd like to make a poster of that. If I can find a chirashi that's in really good condition, I would make a poster of it.
Andrew says, I got a lot of renovation games on Genesis. A lot of my favorite games on the consoles from
are from them.
Oh yeah, on the Sega Genesis, a lot of Renovation games came out on the Genesis. And Renovations is just another. Oh, actually, yeah. See, like here it says Renovation game, and then at the very bottom it says Nihon Telenet, which is the parent company to Renovation Games and Riot. It was Nihon Telenet. Nihon Telenet's not around anymore, I don't think. But yeah, they released a lot of stuff on the Sega Genesis under Renovation Game. It's weird to see that on a PC Engine game. I don't know how many of these actually have the Reno logo. I almost always see Riot. If it's a Telenet game, it's almost always Riot and not Reno. George says, "Sup, DJ? Sorry I can't stay. Just wanted to come in and say hi." Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by, George. Gorgeous George. Sexy George. Alright, next is Digital Champ Battle Boxing. This is a Hue card game. This came out... Was this... I don't remember what this was called here. I don't know if this was the Andre Panza game and they just reskinned it. I don't know. But I have a feeling that this exists in the US version.
Well, since George is here, should we...
Oh, do the giveaways?
Just one.
I know, we'll just do much later. But now you spoiled it, because now I know. I don't know if he's still watching.
Probably left. Yeah, continue. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Anyway, Digital Champ. It's a boxing game. I don't really know much about it. Next is this obscure thing. This one is duo comic Bakuretsu Hunter. Bakuretsu Hunter was a... This one actually came in a book. I don't know where my book went, but this one is the original one from back in the day. I should buy another one because I think I don't have the book anymore. But this was my introduction to this series, to Bakuretsu Hunter, which later on became an anime. There was some Sega Saturn games, and a lot of really good voice talent was in this game. Like I know the main this girl here was voiced by Megumi Hayashibara, who was the voice of female Ranma and Lena Inverse. And there's some other people in here too, like the guy who does Carrot did a bunch of voice actors. I don't know or voices for a bunch of other animes. Basically what this is a digital comic for the duo, but it's voiced out. So it'll have like the manga panels, and then the voice actors pretty much just reprise their roles in the comic. And it's a really cool concept. They did this with another thing called Ushio and Tora, which is another anime from the 90s that was pretty popular. And there was also a PC Engine comic on that, on PC Engine Capsule Volume 5. Japjack says, "Sarumar, watch your mouth, and I suggest you don't spread stories about me or anyone else you don't know, or I could ruin your Tokyo. And that's a threat. Your face remembered." What? I don't know if is he serious or what the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, guy. Sorry for whatever you think I'm saying about you, even though you came in here being a know-it-all in the chat, and that was just pointing out obvious stuff. I don't really know much about you other than you're an obvious know-it-all, but you know, I'll watch my mouth. Ooh. Anyway, next up is Doraemon. Doraemon for the PC Engine. This one is Meikyu Daisakusen. I don't know what that means. Something big operation something. But this one is actually this came out here as was this Chuman Fu or Clue Land? I don't remember. This came out in America, but they reskinned it and called it something else. But in Japan, it's Doraemon. It's a Doraemon is like it's Japan's Mickey Mouse, pretty much. He's as old as time. Not as old as Tetsuwan Atom, you know, who's obviously like, you know, one of the oldest properties out there. But if you open it inside, it's got a PC Genjin artwork in there, which is really cute. I like PC Genjin. He's cute. But Doraemon, I have a lot of Doraemon stuff. I really like it. Oh, I guess I should have put these in order, but here is Download 2. Download 2, this game is awesome. So a buddy of mine, he goes by Electro Haze, and he redid these the audio in this game so that it's louder, because a lot of these games like Gate of Thunder, which is one that he remastered, came with really low audio, and he remastered the audio to this game and that game, and it just makes it so that you can enjoy the music, because this game has some really good music, and you can really enjoy the music in his remade version. This is really great. It's got a lot of like Nazi imagery. Like if you look in the back there, it's got like Adolf Hitler, you know. And there's one part where you can actually see like his name. It says Adolf Hitler and some other stuff in it. But this game is badass. And there's actually inspiration in FX Unit Yuki. The stage Burning Highway was actually inspired by this game. The highway stage was inspired by the first stage of this game. There's a highway, and the scenery is very similar. So if you ever play this game, you'll see where that inspiration in FX Unit Yuki comes from. Cabbage says, Sour Maru confirmed Nazi. That's right.
Jimmy Hoppa said, life's too short to get into arguments, unless you're drunk anyway.
Then it's fine. Yes, if you're drunk, it's fine. So if whoever that guy is who's offended by my Osaka shirt, is that what his deal is? He's offended by my t-shirt? Because I don't know. Because I can't read the kanji?
Who cares? You're just... Next game.
Alright. So, Intrigue Gaming is here. What's up, Intrigue Gaming? That's pretty accurate at Jimmy Hoppa, lol. Hail Saru. But anyway, this game is badass. I don't know what I did. Is Tim's CD over there of this? Remember? You bought it for me.
Yeah.
Somewhere over there? Nah, that's all East stuff, I think, isn't it?
I think I put it in this pile.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this is the music CD.
Is that it?
Anyway, the guy who I told you who remastered the audio in this game, he also made this music CD. We were listening to this CD last week. Electro Haze, or The Haze, made this. And if you're on Facebook, check out the Facebook group Dark City Productions, and you can find his stuff, like his remasters and stuff. Excuse me. All my stacks are getting out of control here.
Jimmy Hoppa says, I remember an old game cave ads in the Game Fan magazine describing Doraemon as Japan's Garfield. But that's some old bullshit.
That's yeah, I guess that's some old bullshit. That's true, though. Yeah, I guess if you can compare it to Garfield, but not really. I guess they're just making that comparison because he's like a cat-looking like creature. But yeah, I don't think Garfield when I think Doraemon. All right, next is Dungeon Explorer. Dungeon Explorer for the PC Engine is a good game. I actually have this on Sega CD, and I kind of like the Sega CD version better, but the Sega CD version is different. It's not like a 1-1 of this game. It's like a weird, like, what do I want to say? Maybe reimagining of this? But let me show you, actually. I have it right here. My arms are so short. There we go. This is the Sega CD version of Dungeon Explorer. Even though they're both called Dungeon Explorer, the games are different. They're different games. But they're both good. And these are really good, like, multiplayer fun. If you like... So this one plays way more like Gauntlet. Like, if you're into Gauntlet. Actually, yeah, if you look at the back, it actually almost looks like Gauntlet. So if you like those, like, Gauntlet-type games, Dungeon Explorer is a cool game. And this is the PC Engine one. But the cream of the crop, in my opinion, is Dungeon Explorer 2 for the PC Engine. This one is the US Turbo Duo version. I got this one for I don't remember, a lot less than what it actually goes for, because it goes for some crazy price now. But back in the day, this one was fairly inexpensive game to get. This one, you get one of these, and you get yourself a turbo tap or a PC Engine tap, and 4 of your friends, and it's amazeballs. Really? Or 3 of your friends, because it's yeah. Remember we played this for a little bit. It was that game. There was like a dwarf character and like a bunch of other shit. We played it for a little bit. But this game is a lot of fun. The music in this game is so good. If you like that like Hudson rock soundtrack type stuff, this game's got you covered as far as that goes. Music is super awesome.
Andrew said, man, you got so much expensive games. All from years of collecting. Yeah,
well, so a lot of them are just because I've had a lot of these games already. So I guess now they're getting more expensive. Like I know Download 2 I think is more expensive now too, but I got that for like $30. But I think this one is also expensive now. This is like a $30 game. The ones that I paid a lot for are the ones that I got later. Like Sapphire, I don't even want to talk about how much I paid for Sapphire, because I paid quite a bit for it. And Magical Chase is another one that I paid. Magical Chase is my second most expensive PC Engine game. But other than that, those 2 games, all the other ones were under $100. Those were the only ones that were over 100. Worse.
Reggie says.
Oh my god, Sapphire. I know Sapphire is so badass. Sapphire has super good music. I love the music in Sapphire. If you like Lords of Thunder, you're gonna like Sapphire, the music in Sapphire. It's really good stuff. Cabbage says, yeah, PSP one is trash. PSP Dungeon Explorer? I didn't know there was even one on PSP. Unless he's talking about that PSP collection with Sapphire and blah blah blahs. Is this it? No. I don't know. But I have a collection of where it's like Sapphire and then the 2 Galaxy Fraulein Una games because...
78. Is that Jose? Lords
of Tanga? that's
Jose.
Yeah, that's Jose. You should show us your Tanga. Or Rob. I bet you look really good in one. Alright, talking about shooters. This one is Dragon Spirit. This one is fairly inexpensive to get. We found this in one of our Japan trips, actually, and I think I paid like 900 yen or 950 yen or something like that. I got it really cheap. It was like in one of those like... It wasn't even on the shelf. It was on like a bin with a bunch of stuff, and it wasn't a junk bin. I guess it was just either an untested bin, maybe. I don't remember, but it was cheap. I got it for really cheap. I thought $9 was a good price for it. It came complete. The manual isn't even like creased or anything. I just dropped the game. It doesn't smell like anything anymore. Because this one is like on my second trip to Japan. I got this for $9.
Jimmy Hoppa says, I saw one of those infamous pre-PC Engine Works Sapphire bootlegs on Yahoo Auctions sometimes last year. I think it ended up being sold for over $500.
Oh my god, are you serious? Jimmy Hoppa.
Described as a repo.
Yeah, so that's the problem. That's the thing with those Sapphires is that a lot of those ended up on auction for a lot of money. You know?
Jimmy Hoppa, this chat should just go more radical.
More radical.
Oh, because Jimmy Hoppa.
Because Radical Reggie is here. Radical Reggie makes everything radical. Here we have Dragon Slayer. This is the PC Engine one. I think I have this in English. Let's put this up here so you guys can see. That is the next game, is Dragon Slayer. Do I have you in English, Dragon Slayer? Dragon Slayer. I don't. I thought I did. I thought I did, but I lied. Oh, I do. I do. Bam. Here it is. This is the US version of it. Now, this game actually had... Oh, I just dropped your drawing. This game actually had a second part in Japan. And I didn't pull that out. And part 2 has a super awesome opening. This is the US version. This game is really slow going. Turn-based RPG, a lot of random encounters. Really great cinematics, but I never beat it because I got really just impatient with it. And I just didn't like how much random encounters there were in the game. Kind of like the first Lunar, but Lunar was more interesting. Or maybe I just need to give this game a chance again because I haven't played it. I haven't played this game in forever, so I don't know. I don't know if this one goes for, because I know like most US games go for quite a bit of money nowadays. I don't know how much Dragon Slayer goes for in America, but I have the Japanese one, which was like $5. And I have the US one, which was like 20 or 30 bucks, I think. Alright. Next we got... Oh my god, I haven't even opened this game. This game is sealed. This is Dragon Knight 2. And Dragon Knight 2 is one of those anime titties. It's got anime titties. I really like the art style in the Dragon Knight games.
Is that panties as well?
Oh yeah, this game had... Yeah, this game's got panties and titties. Rander says that the US version of Dragon Slayer is also very expensive. Yeah, like almost anything in the US now is very expensive. Do you see what that says? Titties! I haven't... this game is sealed. I've never opened it because, like, I haven't...
Aaron's like, anime titties.
Anime titties! I don't know if I should open it. Should I open this on cam?
Go for it.
I mean, there's no point to have it sealed. Alright, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna open it. I wonder if any collectors watching are like, don't do it! No! Here it goes.
Jose says Elena says hi.
Who says hi?
Elena. Jose said.
Oh, Elena! Say hi, Elena. They're both watching us right now. That's cool. Alright, I opened it. This game has been opened for the first time in 28 years. Or whatever. It came out. Now it's super minty. Because I just opened it.
Smell it. You forgot to smell it.
Oh, I'm gonna open it.
Smell that.
It smells like... This smells like plastic. No, it doesn't. Well, it's sealed, so it doesn't get that like smell that you get from stuff in Japan. You know what that smell reminds me of? When they like clean up the wash, you know, and they put that stuff in it. It makes that like mineral, oceany smell. That's kind of what it smells like. Right. Is this a hentai game? Yes, but there's not like they don't show you like straight up like porn in it. Like. You see the titties and stuff, but you don't see, like, any, like, actual, like, sex or anything happening in it.
Christopher says, popping that cherry on live video.
I know. Quite literally. But yeah, let's see if there's no actual... I was trying to see if they had any scenes in here. Oh yeah, here we go. Check out, she's like a mummy girl. And then she's like, oh no, my bandages are coming off. Now my girls are flying free. Yeah, none of this was actually, like, super graphic. The unlicensed PC Engine games that were hentai games were more graphic than the licensed one. Because this one was actually... NEC Avenue made this, so... but, I mean, like, they did have, like, really racy scenes, and, you know, obviously there were tits and stuff. Just nothing crazy. This game... Where are you? I have... trying to find it. There we go. These games. These are a couple unlicensed PC Engine games. I showed these off. I showed this one off last week because it was in the A's. And this one is... These are a lot more risque than the licensed games.
Yeah, Jimmy Hoppa said there's some graphic shit on the fourth game. I can at least say to that.
Yes. So yeah, the fourth Dragon Knight has like
at least in the PC version. It's pretty sure SFC is the tamest of the bunch.
Yeah, there was like Goblin Gangbang in Dragon Knight 4.
What?
Yeah, there was like, I remember there was a scene where there was like these like orcs or goblins and they were like banging this chick. I think that wasn't on the PCFX has also Dragon Knight 4. There's a version of Dragon Knight 4 for the PCFX. Don't ask me how I know so much about Dragon Knight. I perused through some Dragon Knight. You couldn't open a Japanese magazine back in the day without seeing some Dragon Knight, so that was actually the thing. Back in the day, there was a lot of Dragon Knight stuff being shown around. So now that I open this, maybe I'll actually play it. Probably not.
Goblin Gangbang, yes, that's indeed a thing.
Goblin Gangbang.
It's implied rapey. Jose says, rest in peace, PCFX.
I know.
We just talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we don't... It's funny because I don't really have a whole lot for the PCFX. The extent of my PCFX collection is right here. I have like 6 games for it. So, I can probably show you the PCFX games, actually.
So long live Dual File.
Dualfile.com. That's spamming! Don't you cease your libel. So these are the extent of my PCFX games. I don't have very many, and the ones that I have are kind of shit. But this was Team Innocent. This one was a present from somebody named Geese on the PC Engine forums for Secret Santa. We did a Secret Santa gift exchange, and this was one of the things that he gave me was this, because I wanted it and I didn't have it. I've only had the PCFX for like 4 years, and I bought mine at, or 5 years. I bought it at Retro City Games shortly after they opened here in Las Vegas. They had a PCFX really minty, and I bought it. The next game I have for the PCFX is...
Roland Guerrero says it's Goblin Hunter.
Which one?
So it's Goblin Hunter. It's just...
Oh, the Goblin Gangbang?
Randrick says, I remember my last trip, I was in Surugaya in Shinjuku, and I was checking out PC games, and right in the middle of normal games, I stumbled upon some hentai games.
Is there a Surugaya in Shinjuku? I didn't know that.
Cool.
Show that Spectral versus Generation. Oh, where is that one? Remember, I got that one for... There, give me that.
This one?
No, next to it. So I'm sending this guy to Reggie, Spectral versus Generation for the PSP.
Don't come with your propaganda.
We're going to do a video. He's going to talk about Spectral versus Generation. Totally going off to a different system here, but this is a PSP version. Man, the artwork in this game is so dope. Look at that. I think the artwork for this one, it's called Spectral versus Generation because it's Spectral Force characters versus characters from Generation of Chaos. And they're both in this fighting game. And the artist for this one is some Korean guy who draws really, really good. I like his artwork. But I'm sending this one to Reggie. I have this on PS2 already. It's the only version I need. Anyhow, back to my PCFX games. This one here is Ginga something. Ginga Ojo-sama Densetsu Yuna. This one is Galaxy Falling Yuna for the PCFX. I have all of these for the PC Engine. I'm a big fan of this artist, Mika Hitaka. Bye, Jimmy Hoppa. Thank you for stopping by.
Right, I'm heading out for now. See you, Sarah and Jesse. See you around.
See you around too, Reggie and Japchak. Hope you guys can get along.
It's been good.
Does he know who that person is?
I think he does.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I think he hopped into... That's what I was going to say. Okay, I remember. He hopped into... Jimmy Hoppa was on a stream and he hopped in and, you know, it was all, you know, I'm the best at Japan ever. Anyway, so Ginga Fuke... I'm sorry, not Ginga Fuke. Sapphire is the same artist for Sapphire drew this also, this Yuna game. His name is Mika Kitaka, and he draws like these armored girls, and that's kind of where I got a lot of inspiration for Yuki, came from Yuna, for FX Unit Yuki, as far as like their like outfits go. And this one is Kanashimi no Seiden, Sorrowful Saline. I bought the ADV anime video that came out in the US, and I totally fell in love with Yuna.
Dang Dang said lots of Saturn games in the series too, DJ.
I know, I don't have any of the... Oh, Dang Dang's here. What's up, man? You know who that is, right?
No.
That's, well, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But, we know him. He's a nice guy. Yeah, I don't have any of the Saturn Yuna games, unfortunately. I think Saturn, Galaxy Falling Yuna 3 Remix is on the Saturn. and I really want it, but I don't have it. Next PC Engine game is something that's completely unplayable. It's Angelique, which is an RPG game. I just got that because it was cheap. Now this one, this is Tengai Makyo. It's known in America as Far East of Eden. Or if you have a Neo Geo, if you're a Neo Geo guy, the fighting game was called Kabuki Clash. And Kabuki Clash was a fighting game. This one is like one of those like cinematic fighting games where you put in a bunch of commands and then they do stuff. I can never get the timing right on this game for the commands, and I always get my ass beat like all the time. I can't read what it's called. Tengai Makyo Ten no Karakuri Kakuto Den, which means, I have no idea what it means, but...
she has a Saturn in her mecha backpack on one of them. Looks cool.
Oh yeah, the cover. He's talking about the cover of that Yuna. She has a Sega Saturn backpack.
That's cool.
Oh, remember we saw it at Super Potato. We were at Super Potato, and there was that big Yuna box.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it, but I was like, oh, I bought so much shit. I don't want to put this in my luggage. But it was this like really like big collector box for Yuna. And it had like the really cool cover art. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about all these PCFX games because these are all garbage games, to be honest. The only like game that I really like is the Yuna game, this game, and Team Innocent that's in my collection. I don't have any of the expensive games like Chip Chan Kick or Zenki. Zenki goes for like $900 now or something crazy. This one here I picked up because this one has a hidden fighting game in it. This is called First Kiss Monogatari. And if you beat this game, you get to play this cute little like 2D fighting game with these three girls. It's just a bonus game, but it's really cool. And it really shows that the PCFX could have done so many other types of games, but they were so focused on FMV anime games at the time, which was really sad, because I really think that if they had released more action games, more fighting games, this system could have probably had a fighting chance. This is the other Angelique game, nobody cares. This one, Farland Story FX. This is cool. This is a series. This is actually out on other stuff. You can get it on the PS1 and the Sega Saturn. So it's not exclusive to the PCFX. And I believe the Sega Saturn version is better than the PCFX one anyway. So there's no reason to get it on the PCFX. That's another thing too, is that a lot of PCFX games came out on... Anything that was like memorable came out on other systems as well. There's no real reason to get a PCFX except for like a handful of games. Alright, let's go ahead and finish up the games here. I only have 4 more games to talk about because I couldn't find my other games. But the next game in the PC Engine stack here is Dragon Half for the PC Engine. Now Dragon Half, this one is like a party game or a board game with like RPG elements. Like you go around the board and you get to go into random encounters when you hit other people on the board. This is really cute, and one of the main reasons why I got this is because I was a big fan of the anime. This was a one-shot anime with like 3 OVAs, and it was a really funny anime. Like it was really fun, and the game has a lot of that humor is in this game. Granted, it's in Japanese, but it's in it.
Yeah. It's by a good camera. You have so much cool stuff, and I would like to see it on high def. It's like going to an art museum without my glasses.
So it's actually not the camera, Paps. It's Streamlabs. Streamlabs, for whatever reason, makes my video really artifacty. And I guess tonight it's doing it really bad because it's telling me right now that the bit rate is really low. And it doesn't let me change it.
I think we're gonna experiment next week. We're gonna actually
next week we're gonna do it on the we'll do it on the Oops. I just flipped the camera. Next week we're gonna do this on the computer.
Ethernet and everything.
Yeah. So that
oh shit! What happened? Oh.
I flipped the camera by accident. Yeah, because it doesn't let me change the bit rate settings on here for whatever reason. Twitch performance, broadcast, orientation, output, frames per second. Expected frame rate. Alright, let me try changing the bit rate. And then maybe that'll help. Hopefully, let me know if that makes a difference. It might not happen until we go live again next week. I think that might have been the problem. I think the bit rate was too low. Refresh your screen over there and see if the video has gotten any better. Okay. Yeah, because I think Streamlabs is really shitting on the quality. Anyhow, this was Dragon Half for the PC Engine. Really cute game. And artwork is just really great. And if you like anime, I would suggest watching the anime. It's fun. Alright. Next is Cyber City Oedo 808. Now this is another anime. This anime was one shot of like 3 different OVAs. Streamlabs looks fine on other streams. Okay, so I'm guessing it's the bit rate. I didn't change it before I started.
Well, it's possible. Also, we're doing it over a phone too, so other people use computers.
Well, do you remember when we did the stream without Streamlabs? It was super sharp.
Yeah, super sharp
too. So
it's probably using a lot more.
Yeah, we might.
We'll do it next week.
Yeah, maybe next week we might just. Yeah, we might just not do Streamlabs next week.
Net Zero, remember Net Zero?
Net Zero.
That was my very first.
Net Zero and Juno email. I had a Juno email. Do you remember Juno?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See all the CDs.
I remember having a Juno email. My first email was a Hotmail. I set it up with I had a Sega Saturn.
I used to switch. They give you like, what, 900 minutes or something?
Yeah, they gave you like...
But Net Zero was free.
Yeah, Net Zero was free for like 10-minute intervals. You remember you had to like log off and then log back on?
Yeah.
Man, that brings back memories. Anyhow, this anime here, this game is a digital comic. So it's not really the most fun to play if you don't know Japanese. But the anime is really good. So once again, if you like anime, I recommend this one. This one's an old one. It's one of those like I remember watching this with friends like back in the early 90s. They had gotten a hold of it and dubbed it, and we would all share anime like that. We would all just dub our anime tapes, and this one was one of them. It's a cool show. It's really like futuristic cyberpunk type of thing. So if you're into that, it's better. Oh, look, the frame rate's going up randomly. It's telling me. Oh, it's.
But it goes in and out.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the. Oh, the frame. It looks like it dropped out completely, didn't it? Oh yeah, this quality is shite. I can see it on it. Has it?
Yep.
Looks like shit. Krillin says, "Night, I need sleep." Thanks for stopping by, Krillin. That's right. It's late for them East Coaster people. All right, that was Cyber City. Oh, here's the PC Engine version of Dungeon Explorer. This one is just the Japanese version. I already talked about it. All right, the last game in this stack is going to be a Kunio-kun game. This is Downtown Neketsu Soreyuke Dayun something? Dayunkai? I think. And this one's a lot of fun. If you watched the anime High Score Girl, they talk about this game in High Score Girl because this game came out on the Famicom originally. And it's one of the games they play in the hotel. If you've seen High Score Girl, this is the Kunio game they play in the hotel. And this one's a lot of fun. Naxat re-released this for the PC Engine, and they added stuff like voice acting and stuff, but it's your typical Kunio-kun game. In America, it was known as River City Ransom or Crash in the Boys Street Challenge. This is the first game that came out before Crash in the Boys Street Challenge, which I have somewhere. One of my first Famicom games ever This was actually my first, or this was probably my second bootleg Famicom game back in the day. I used to buy a lot of bootleg games from Chinatown because, you know, back when I was 10, 11 years old, it was cheaper to buy bootlegs than real games. You couldn't get a lot of real games, and if you did, they were really expensive. So this one was one of the bootlegs that I bought when I was a kid.
Kevin says, I just picked that up yesterday.
Oh, did you? How much was it in Korea? Because I think it's a fairly cheap game. Randrick says, by the way, Sorry, the 3 OVA of High School Girl is releasing March 20th. Ooh, cool. I loved the anime. I have the manga. I'm actually working on a video of High School Girl. Cabbage says $10. Oh man, I think I paid $20 for that one.
Intrude Gaming says,
awesome.
I've been getting into shoot 'em ups lately. Do you have a Japanese only release you suggest?
For the PC Engine? Japanese only release. My favorite Japanese only game. It's actually not. A lot of people always think that my favorite is Sapphire. I do talk a lot about Sapphire a lot, but my favorite PC Engine shooter is. Where are you?
He said any system.
Oh, any system. Okay, I thought you meant PC Engine. So, well, I'm trying to think. Mega Drive has a bunch. Super Famicom has a lot. Not any that I can really think of off my head. That came out in Japan only. Because we got most of the good shooters came out here. But if you ever get into PC Engine, I think Star Parodier is my favorite one, which you can still get for fairly cheap on the PC Engine. Dan Dan says, High Score Girl is PCE porn. Yeah, that's true. Macross Scrambled Valkyrie is pretty great. Oh, that's right! That is on the Super Famicom. That is really good. It's a cool game. Oh! Another one that's pretty good that I think is still pretty cheap is Spriggan Reloaded for the Super Famicom. So if you have a Super Nintendo and you want an import shooter that's pretty decent, definitely the Macross Scrambled Valkyrie that Randrick just mentioned, and Spriggan Reloaded is a good one that didn't come out in the US. And I think Spriggan Reloaded is still pretty cheap, if I remember correctly. If you don't want complete in box, you could definitely get a cart for like 20 or 30 bucks, I think, for that. Maybe even cheaper if you pick it up from like a source in Japan. But that's a pretty good one. Mega Drive, I'm still kind of a novice when it comes to a lot of Japanese Mega Drive games. I don't have... My collection of Mega Drive games is pretty small. Huh?
Project's just not anymore. Low.
Oh, is it expensive now? Well, shit. Everything is expensive now when it comes to retro stuff. Alright, well that was all of the PC Engine games that I had to talk about at this point. Pap says Nexer. Oh man, I don't have Nexer. I want that one so bad, but it's so expensive now. Like Nexer's like 100 or more, I think, for original. It could even be more. Oh, Randrick says $90 for cart only. Is that for Spriggan Reloaded? Because that's ridiculous. That's crazy expensive. Damn, 90 bucks? Holy shit. I remember when you can get that game for like 20, 30 bucks. But, you know, a lot changes in 5 years, too. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get into the people who won our giveaway this week.
By the way, next week we're going to do a live video game contest.
Oh, are we?
Yep.
We want to do that next week?
We're going to do it next week.
Okay, so
yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so next week we're going to be doing a live giveaway. We're going to do another Gleam, and everyone's going to enter. We're going to give you guys 5 or 10 minutes to, not even 5, 10 minutes, 5 minutes to log in, to just enter, and at the end of the stream, we'll announce the winner.
Right, so basically what we're going to do is, we're doing a quiz, right? We're going to do, or are we just going to...
No, we're just going to have everyone just put their name in.
Oh, and then just pick on the Gleam? I kind of want to do a quiz, too. I think that would be fun, right? If we did, like, quiz questions and ask people stuff. Maybe we can give away a couple things. So, then are we done? We're doing a Gleam this week, too, though, right? Yeah. So, does that mean we're going to give away 4 things next week?
We're going to away 3 things next week.
3 things.
So, 2.
Because we give away 2 games every week, and then we'll give away 1 live on stream with the Gleam thing. I still think we should do a quiz. I think a quiz would be fun.
We can do it.
We'd have to think about what we're gonna ask. But it'll be import type stuff. But yeah, that'll be next week. So tune in next week.
We also are adding Gachapon.
Oh yeah, we had a bunch of. So I'm doing a Gachapon video from a bunch of Gachapon that I got. We went downstairs and found a whole bag of Gachapon that we picked up, and I was like, oh, we should have showed this off in the stream. But instead, I'm gonna do a video, and I'll just open all these Gachapon on video, and we're gonna give away some Gachapon to people too. I think it'll be fun. There's a lot of Pokemon Gachapon, video game Gachapon, because I mostly buy like video game Gachapon. R. Rob says, when are you guys going back to Japan? Well, I try to go for my birthday in May, so I definitely think I want to go back in May for a short trip. But I also want to, there's a project that I want to do in Japan. So I don't know if I'm going to take a short trip in May and then take a longer trip for the project that I have planned. But I will definitely be in Japan in May, more than likely. If even for just a week. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the winners. So who are the people?
Alright, our two winners this week are two Patreons, actually.
They're both Patreons?
They're both Patreons.
People are going to think this shit is rigged.
Well, they do get an extra.
They do get, yeah, the patrons do get an extra entry.
So the first person who won is George Gia.
George Gia, he's no longer in the chat. I knew he was going to be one of them because you said that we should start the giveaway.
Yeah. And the last one is Ruben.
Ruben. So George Gia and Ruben, 8all3, I think.
8all3.
8all3.
We'll be sending you guys an email soon.
Are the two winners this week. And neither of them are in the chat, which sucks. I kind of like it when they're in the chat, you know? Sometimes they'll pick their game on the stream.
Jose said do a raffle.
Do a raffle.
Give us some questions.
Oh, yeah, so... Well, Gleam is kind of like a raffle. Gleam is exactly...
Raffle.
A raffle.
A raffle mouth.
Do a raffle mouth. Oh, raffle mouth's not going to be at MGC this year. And you're going to come to MGC this year. You're not going to get to meet him. But you'll meet Joshua Yeager. He'll be there at MGC. So Gleam, R-Rob, Gleam is kind of like it's a raffle. So you go there, like... There's different ways, like you can follow me on other things to get an entry, or you can answer, like we'll have like gaming questions that you can answer, and the questions give you entries into the raffle.
Here, let me post it right now, so people can, if they want to do it, they can do it now.
Yeah, so if you guys want to enter next week's Gleam, you can do it now.
I just posted it right now.
Yeah, so there, Jesse just posted the link. We do these every week. We give away 2 games. And you just got to go in there. We have like... Did you already put a question? Is there a question already this week?
Yeah, there's a couple.
There's a couple? Yeah. I like the questions. The questions are fun because we get to answer them. What was this week's questions? Last week was a yes or no question.
It was just yes or no questions.
Yeah, we need to ask questions that I can talk about. Like last week. Remember last week we said, this person said this person said that. Those are cool. I like doing those. Because then we get to shout out that person too. So we'll work on the questions. Is this week's question something like that? Is it a question where they have to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so check out that link that Jesse just posted in the chat, and you could enter the Gleam raffles by answering fun game-related questions.
Next week's raffle, we could actually do it live.
Joshua Yeager says, "Who's coming with you? Sorry, Jesse. Jesse is coming with me. Jesse is my partner in crime." He's the executive producer to Yuki, and he's pretty much the person who sets like all this up, and then I just sit here and talk to you guys. But Jesse is the person who sets everything up. He sets up the Gleam. He sets up... the only thing I do is do the artwork for the channel and then set it up on YouTube. But he's the one who sets up the stage, per se. The link took me to this week's Gleam. Correct. That's correct. So that'll be this. That's this. Is it 5 or it should be 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah. So that Gleam is for this week's giveaway. But next week we're gonna do one live on chat. Like we'll announce today's giveaway on next one, like we've always done. That part's not changing. But we'll also have a different Gleam that we're gonna do live, so that we get to give away something live on chat to the people who are in the chat. Joshua Yeager says he's the cooler one. You haven't met Josh yet, huh? You haven't met any of those people, any of the PC Engine people yet, from that side of the states. Right. Just Oscar and Lucas Yeah, Jose R. Rob. I forget what Lucas's name was in here.
We also have... Don't open it, because it's not...
What is this, a naughty one?
It's a naughty one.
So Japan also has, like... I don't think they have it. I think it's in, like, black plastic.
No,
oh, really?
I think...
Are we giving this away?
Let me see.
So, if... Here, let me... I'm going to open it. I won't show that...
No,
yeah,
okay.
see, it's in a... Okay.
But plastic, yeah. You're showing...
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you are.
It's not... Okay, so I'm going to show it from afar away so that you can really see. But these are, like, the... There it is.
Erotic.
Gamer's Life. I can remember what his...
Gotcha titties.
Gotcha titties. Banned. No, it's... Like, you can barely see it. But...
We got it at...
This came from Nakano Broadway.
It was a crane machine. $5 crane machine.
No, they have. Oh, this is a crane machine one because they had the one. Remember, we got them from the. And it says Edo on it, like erotic.
So those are usually like $15. But I always try it to get lucky.
Oh, the gachapon ones. Yeah, so Jesse won this from the Titty Gachapon claw machine. So we're gonna give this away. Chris Tang says I'm too late. No, thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Chris, he stopped by last week too, which is super cool.
But yeah, that's going to be one of the prizes. I hope we don't offend anyone, but
I know this will be one of the. I guess we can't really show it, but I mean, like we always talk about anime titties.
Well, I'm going to
on the stream.
I'm going to put a link saying, you know.
So everybody in here is obviously not offended by anime titties because we always seem to make fun of it. Because the I'm a huge PC Engine fan. PC Engine is full of anime titties. Come on, it's like that's the thing. Anyway, this gachapon, we're gonna give it away to somebody. If anybody likes this sort of thing, we're gonna give it to people. Anyhow, Chris Tang is here. If people, I'm sure everyone knows who Chris Tang is. He's Boom Tetris for Jeff, which is his recent like. He became a meme for that Boom Tetris for Jeff thing, which is hilarious. If you don't know what it is, do a YouTube search for Boom Tetris for Jeff. It is hilarious. It's so funny. And our other buddy, Jeffrey Wittenhagen is with him on this video. And it's just funny because like they do all these like camera cuts where like they zoom in on the neck. You know, that guy's neck. Remember, they're neck and neck. He's like, now they're neck and neck, and they showed like the guy's necks. Oh, it's so funny.
He says if you type in Boom T, will auto-complete the most searches. Awesome.
Really? Yeah. So go search for Boom Tetris for Jeff. It's so funny. It's hilarious. Now, Chris Tang actually he was involved in FX Unit Yuki too. For those of you who don't know, he is the person who is. Behind the Flight Armor Project, or Strike Armor Project now, I believe it's called, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. It used to be Strike Harbinger, but they ran into some trouble with the name. He is the person who wrote the story and created Valia, along with Kiyoshi Okuma. He's the designer of Valia for their game, Strike Armor Project, or Flight Armor Project. And she is a secret character in FX Unit Yuki. Not so secret anymore. A lot of people did videos
but a lot of people don't know still.
About it. Oh, about the secret character?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's okay. I mean,
I think everybody here knows.
Know.
Everybody here knows about it, though.
I really think we should just...
Pretty sure. Flight Armor Project Strike Harbinger. That's what it...
Tentative title.
Tentative title. But apparently that title is changing at some point. But an excellent game.
Here,
huh? I know. You heard it here. We're going to get maybe Chris will come and give us the deets. He also named Techromancer. Yes, he actually worked on... Damn it! I just remembered. I was going to buy... He also worked on Gauntlet 4 for the Sega Genesis, which is a cool story, and I think GameSack even talked about it. His involvement on Gauntlet 4. And some guy was selling it, and I was going to buy it, and I was going to have Chris Tang sign it for me, because... You know, it's going to be ultra rares with Chris Tang's signature on it.
A picture with them too.
He says, yes, Techromancer, but I wanted it to be Machine King. Really? That's cool. I didn't know that. But yes, that is Chris Tang. He is amazing. He is involved in so many cool things that I didn't even know. Like, when I met Chris Tang, I had no idea he was involved in all this stuff. you know, we just started talking about stuff, you know, because we had like
telling the story,
common interests. You know, he came and he talked to me because he had seen one of my drawing videos, and at the time it was at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and we just started talking about stuff that we had in common. I didn't really know that he was involved in so much, you know, and it was like the more I got to know him, the more I started to like learn about all the different things he was involved in. I was like, holy shit, man, this guy's done so much. Because he started at like 12 years old or something.
I saw your QOM video and I saw that fat stack of PC Engine games in the background.
That's right, yeah, because I used to do remember I used to have them on my desk?
Yeah, I remember.
And then they all fell over, and then I was like, maybe I should start putting them on shelves. So that stack of PC Engine games fell over on me one day when I was drawing. Because we had just moved to Vegas, and I didn't really have we didn't have a lot of furniture back then. I had my computer desk, we had a bed, and so all my PC Engine games was like stacked up on a table and my computer desk. And one day I was drawing on my thing, and they all came down on me, and a bunch of cases broke, and it was a disaster. Kristen, I saw your Huion vid, and I knew you were a cool dude. Also worked on Super Puzzle Fighter 2. What? Did you really? I don't know that. I don't know that story. So every time we hang out with Chris, it's always like new stories of stuff that he worked on. Like he's like an onion that you peel with many different layers.
Also new food experiences too.
With
like that
Chris
Thai
Hang?
Place at Game On Expo.
Oh, that's right. He took us to that Thai
man.
place. Dude, that was like the best Thai food, right? At that one Thai place at Game On Expo. I can't wait for Game On Expo. Game On Expo is so much fun.
Yeah.
Dude, John Lester runs a good show with Gamester81. Runs a great show. Lisa Radiah says, every Saturday night, the wife and I watch the stream. It's very fun meeting new people and learning about these games that I never really heard of. So many nice people here, positive vibes. Thank you so much for that, Chris. You guys are here every week, and it's awesome. I'm super appreciative of you guys stopping by all the time. Chris says, I worked on Gem Fighter, Pocket Fighter, which also has the chibi characters, but I can understand why they got confused. It was, yeah, that's the Saturn fighting game. I'm sorry, well, the arcade game, but I mean, I have it for the Saturn. Korea says, are you going to play any games on stream, Saru? I should.
We might after you do all the PC Engine games.
Yeah, so after I talk about all the PC Engine games, I'm going to start doing, because the only stuff I've done on stream is stuff that I was able to play on my PS4, because it's like the lazy way to do it, you know, because the PS4 is already like all set up to like play games, like you can stream easy. But I'm gonna hook up everything. I have a Retro Tink, I've got an Elgato, I've got like 3 different capture things. Once I do all of the games, I'm gonna start streaming some PC Engine games. I think that might be fun once I get it all set up. Joshua Yater says Gamester is a good dude. He was on Game Huggins. Really? Was this before I started hopping on Game Huggers with you guys? Oh, that also Game Huggers. Game Huggers is a cool thing that Joshua Yeager does. You can check out his group Game Huggers on Facebook. And Game Huggers is a semi-monthly, every other month, I think monthly podcast when he's not busy. This Monday he's going to have a podcast. I'm going to be on it. So if you guys want to check out Joshua Yeager, I don't know if maybe check out his YouTube link.
Yeah, I just linked it.
So that is the Game Huggers YouTube link that Jesse just posted. I'll be on it this Monday if you guys want to hop on and check it out. It should be fun. Sometimes it's unruly, but that's part of the fun. This Monday's should be interesting. We're going to talk about our memories of the website PCEngineEffects.com, which is going down tomorrow. Or tonight at midnight, maybe? I don't know. It might already be down, for all I know. I haven't even checked it.
Colin Swinburne says, do a backflip on stream.
Do a backflip. Sure. I'm only about, 260 pounds. A backflip for me should be easy peasy. Or I'll kill myself, which is likely what's to happen if I ever did a backflip. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and check out Joshua Yeager's link down there for Game Huggers. We are pretty much at the 2-hour mark now, guys. So I thank everybody for coming to this stream. It was really cool. Congratulations to those who won, even though it was two of my patrons. It's not rigged, I promise. It's completely random. But thank you so much for coming, guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, maybe not. This happens every week.